solve rational equations repeated with different problems. You've seen this before, but we're going to go over this topic again. Okay, just to kind of have a refresher and kind of extra practice. Step 1, multiply each term by the common denominator. Step 2, divide out common factors. Step 3, simplify. Step 4, solve the equation. If quadratic, step 5, ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. Step 6, factor or use quadratic formula. Step 7, set each factor equal to 0. Step 8, check for extraneous solutions. If linear, step 5, variables on one side equal to number on the other side. Step 6, check for extraneous solutions. All right, let's take a look at example 1. Solve the rational equation by making a table of values, selecting the correct graph. Okay, so let's go ahead and make a table. Using decimal, so press the plus sign, table, and let's check our first value, -6. Remember, we're looking for the solution of 2. So now we do divide, -6 divided by -6 plus 2. Okay? We get 1.5. That's not our solution. Okay, now let's try -4. So -4 divided by -4 plus 2. We have the value of 2. So we have our solution. That means, position right here. Okay, that means our solution is x equals -4. Okay, now let's graph and verify that's correct. So actually, let me leave that because we're going to come back to it. Let me just open another tab, desmos.com. And let's graph x divided by x plus 2. And then we're going to graph y equals 2. And you can see the point of intersection is at -4, 2. So our solution is -4. So the solution is x equals -4. All right, let's take a look at the next example. All right, example 2. Solve the rational equation by selecting the correct graph by using a table of values. Round all inches to the nearest 10th place. So again, we're going to make a table. Let's delete these table values. Okay, so let's start with 0. So we do divide 0 divided by 2 times 0 minus 8. So that 0.00. That's not a solution because we're looking for 2.5. Now let's try 3. So we do divide 3 divided by 2 times 3 minus 8. That's 3, -1.5. That doesn't work. So now let's try 4. So 4 divided by 2 times 4 minus 8. Now, that point didn't show up because it's undefined. Okay, undefined points don't show up. So now let's try 5. Okay, so then 5 divided by 2 times 5 minus 8. We can see we get 2.5. So that is our solution. So x equals 5 is our solution. Okay, let's go ahead and graph to see, to verify that's correct. So we do x divided by 2x minus 8 and y equals 2.5. Point of intersection is at 5. So the solution is x equals 5. All right. Let's take a look at the next example. Example 3. Solve the rational equation. Now, we need to multiply everything by the common denominator. Since 4 divides into 12x, 6 divides into 12x, we're going to multiply everything by 12x. Okay? Now, I think we're done with the table, so we need to go Desmos, com. We're going to leave that. And let's go to, we need a scientific calculator just for basic calculations. So 12 times 9 is 108. So this is 108x divided by 4x minus 5 times 12 is 60x divided by 6 equals, what is negative 13 times 12? Negative 156. Negative 156x divided by 12x. Okay, well, this divides and becomes 1. This divides and becomes 1. So now let's see what 108 divided by 4 is 27. So 27 minus 10x equals negative 13. So we're going to subtract 27 from both sides. And you get negative 10x equals negative 40 divided by negative 10, x equals 4. Okay. Now, one of the reasons why I wanted to revisit it is that we also didn't check questions last time. So I'm going to plug 4 back in, and if this is a solution, the left side will equal the right side. So go to Desmos calculator. Actually, we just want the calculator, sorry. So we're going to do 9 divided by 4 times 4 minus 5 divided by 6, enter, and then negative 13 divided by 12 times 4. Now, you can see that the left side equals the right side, so that checks that the solution is correct. Okay? All right, let's take a look at the next example. Example 4, solve the rational equation algebraically. Okay, so the common denominator is 5 times x plus 1. Okay, so this becomes 10 times x plus 1 divided by x plus 1 plus 10 times x plus 1 divided by 5 equals 10 times x plus 1. Well, this divides and becomes 1. You're left with 10 plus 2 times x plus 1 equals 10 times x plus 1. We're going to subtract 2 times x plus 1 from both sides. This cancels, becomes 0. So then you're left with 10 equals 8 times x plus 1. Now we distribute. So you get 10 equals 8x plus 8. Subtract 8 from both sides. You get 2 equals 8x. Divide both sides by 8. This divides and becomes 1. You get x equals 2 divided by 8. Now, that can be reduced because both of these can be by 2. So 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 4 is 8. So this would divide and become 1. So this would reduce to be 1/4. Okay, now we're going to check to see if that answer is correct by plugging that number back into the original equation. So we have 2 divided by, 2 divided by 1 divided by 4 plus 1 plus 2 divided by 5 is 2, and then the left side is 2, so 2 equals 2, so that checks. Okay, so your solution is 1 divided by 4. All right, let's take a look at the next example. All right, so we need to factor this denominator first. X makes x squared. Now, we need to figure out what numbers multiply to give you negative 21, combined to be negative 4. Since the middle number is negative, the bigger number is going to be negative. So 1 times negative 21 is negative 21. 1 minus 21 is negative 20. 2 doesn't work. 3 goes into 21, so 3 times negative 7 is negative 21. 3 minus 7 is negative 4. So the factors are x plus 3, x minus 7. Minus 6 divided by x plus 3 equals 7 divided by x minus 7. Now, we need to multiply everything by the common denominator, which is x plus 3, x minus 7. So this becomes 70 times x plus 3, x minus 7, divided by x plus 3, x minus 7, minus 6 times x plus 3, x minus 7, divided by x plus 3, equals 7 times x plus 3, x minus 7, divided by x minus 7. Well, this divides and becomes 1, this divides and becomes 1, this divides and becomes 1, this divides and becomes 1. So we're left with 70 minus 6 times x minus 7 equals 7 times x plus 3. So then that's 70 minus 6x plus 42 equals 7x plus 21. We're going to add 6x to both sides. This cancels. I should know, but I don't. I don't know what 70 plus 42 is right off the top of my head. So 70 plus 42 is 112. So 112 equals 13x plus 21. Subtract 21 from both sides. Minus 21 is 91. Oh, wrong screen. 91 equals 13x. Divide both sides by 13. Is 7. So x equals 7. Okay, now we're going to check that by plugging that back into the original problem. So that's 70 divided by 7 squared minus 6 times 7 minus 21 minus 6 divided by 7 plus 3. Okay, and then 7 divided by 7 minus 0 . Oh, little mistake here. That's not a 6. That's a 4. And then this should be 7 minus 7. So there you go. You can see the left side and the right side are both undefined. So x equals 7 is an extraneous solution So we can say that there is no solution. All right. Go ahead and finish up examples. Start working on your assignment and have a wonderful Wildcat day.